We got a new quantum IPO recently in Quantinium. What do you think about the sector here? And then I guess more specifically, do you have any plays that you like in this sector?
Yes. So about 3 weeks ago, I think we all know, right? Market's all about AI, and then within the AI trade, you go from one part of the AI trade to the next part of the AI trade to the next
Yep.
part. And as everyone's chasing memory, and we've been in plenty of the AI stocks, I said, what hasn't moved yet at this stage of the bull market? What's left? What? And I'm like, quantum. And then I kind of checked myself, like, oh my God, I like quantum. He said, eventually quantum's going to work. It's just got to. It's been left for dead. We all know in 2 or 3 years, there's a real business here. Who leads and how big it becomes and how, like, when does it scale? Okay, there'll be plenty of questions, but a lot of these stocks will work. And it's a waiting game. But in the meantime, we all know no one waits, right? So I looked at a deal that everyone was in love with, and then the lockup came, INFQ, inflection, and I said, you know what? This is really one of the better companies in the space that actually has some revenue and some powerful, Fortune 500 companies as partners. I got to buy some. So I bought some at 11. I said I'll probably be sitting on it, be a little bit bored. Maybe I'll go to 12 or 13 and then back to 10, but I got to own it. Then I go away to Costa Rica, and while I'm away, the U.S. government through the CHIP Act makes a deal with everyone, including INFQ. And the stocks run. And I did trim up to like $17, $18. I trimmed some, but I came back and I said, guys, I'm super bullish quantum, because now you have some re-rating around the story with some really solid facts, like a $100 million deal with INFQ and several other companies. And some of them are LOIs, right? They have to make good on some agreements. But I said, this is not a one-day story. No way. When the government gets involved, it ain't a one-day story. We have to be aggressive buyers on pullback. So I chose INFQ. And I really aggressively bought between 14.60 and 15. And I really aggressively sold on its way to 20, and now I'm flat. But I love the quantum story over the next couple of years. So what better way to get involved than with the next company that's much more real than 90%, the Honeywell spinoff. So I was a pretty aggressive buyer last week. I wish I was smart enough to catch the lows, but I was busy buying chip stocks. Friday, I bought as low as 55, QNT. We did trade as low as 50. And by the way, 10 insiders bought the IPO, and that just came out yesterday. So rather than looking for liquidity, you have a lot of guys actually adding capital to the IPO. So QNT is my horse in the race at the moment. Bullish.
Okay. Awesome. And you're bullish on quantum. That's awesome. INFQ has been a show favorite here. We've had a number of folks that made a great trade on this. This is actually currently sitting right on the 20. So it'll be interesting to see if this.
Yeah, I think it's viable on the pullback, but when companies don't have earnings or much revenue, I try and, especially in a space, I try and keep it real. And if I'm going to pick a horse, I'll buy enough. I don't need to own 3 companies that don't have much revenue or earnings.
Sure.